Welcome to the Almanac of Rap, the show whose posse is still on Broadway. I'm your host, Don Will, and today's guest is Master Ace. Master Ace is a rapper and producer who's known for being a member of the Juice Crew, EMC, and the Crooklyn Dodgers, as well as having a prolific solo career. He's recently added playwright to his bio by adapting his album The Falling Season into a musical. I sat down with him to discuss musical theater and what the adaptation process even looks like. We'll get into that in a second, but first, I gotta kick the ballistics. If Hamilton's the only hip-hop musical you can name, then you're probably like everybody else. It's uncommon to see a hip-hop musical in general, and then to see one make it all the way to Broadway, well, that's pretty rare. But to see one as critically acclaimed as Hamilton was, you can forget about it. Hamilton's the type of once-in-a-lifetime juggernaut that became a household name and is beloved by people who probably don't even listen to rap. One could even assume that the play opened doors for other hip-hop musicals to come behind it, but that would be assuming a lot of Broadway as an institution. The challenges of staging any Broadway play are steep, and when you boil that down to a specific type of musical set in a genre that Broadway's patrons aren't really tapped into, it only gets steeper. But, believe it or not, Lin-Manuel Miranda isn't the only person who brought bars to Broadway. Ironically enough, just a year before Hamilton, there was a hip-hop musical named Holler If You Hear Me. The show starred Saul Williams and was set in the inner city of Anytown, USA. It used the music of Tupac to help drive the narrative, but it wasn't a biopic. The show had a month-long run of performances, which is very short for Broadway, before it ultimately shut down due to poor ticket sales, financial burdens, and overall bad reviews. These type of plays are called jukebox musicals because they use a mix of popular songs instead of original compositions. I actually saw this one, and this is where I discovered that I'm not a fan of jukebox musicals. Saul Williams is great, a national treasure, and Tupac, one of my favorite rappers of all time, hands down. But seeing ensemble casts perform Tupac songs, not my jam. The first hip-hop musical is generally considered to be Reggie Gaines's Bringin' the Noise, Bringin' the Funk. The show gives a timeline of events in Black history, including slavery, the Great Migration, the Harlem Renaissance, and the emergence of hip-hop, and tells this tale through tap dancing, rap, and poetry. Savion Glover served as the lead choreographer, and he also performed in the play. Now, I didn't get to see this one, but I've got a confession to make about it. Up until researching this piece, I was under the impression that Savion Glover actually wrote the play as well. My bad, Reggie. I was just a little knucklehead running around listening to Tupac back then, and I didn't know anything about Broadway except for the fact that white people loved it. But now I know, and that's what's important. Bringin' the Noise, Bringin' the Funk premiered at the Public Theater in 1995 before being put on Broadway the following year. The Public Theater is off-Broadway, and off-Broadway is sort of like the underground of Broadway. And one rapper who made a splash in that circuit is Black Thought. He teamed up with John Ridley on Black No More, which is an adaptation of a novel by the same name. Black Thought wrote the lyrics and the music for the play, and he also performs in it. It's a play about a doctor who develops a machine to turn black people white, and, well, I'll probably mess up this summary, so here's a clip of Black Thought on Jimmy Fallon explaining the concept of the show.
Do you want to tell everyone what it's about?
In short, the story is about this crazy, like a mad scientist of sorts, played by myself, who invents a machine called the Black No More device, through which he's able to, turn black people white permanently. Yeah, and in his mind, it is, that's the answer to the American race problem, which of course, it is not.
Yeah.
So, hilarity and tragedy and, lots of drama in between.
I actually saw this one too, and I loved it. It's a bit dense lyrically, but I really enjoyed the story, performances, costumes, music, just the whole thing. Oh, and I'm also friends with Black Thought, so I'm a bit biased, but it's still dope. There's also Breaking the Musical, which is not a stage play version of the classic 80s film franchise like I had hoped. Instead, it's a parody biopic about the life of Ray Gunn, the controversial Australian breakdancer who shocked the world with her outrageous dance moves in the 2024 Olympics. It's written by a comedian named Stephanie Broadbridge, and here she is on ABC News Australia talking about the play.
Tell us about the show.
It's a show about a completely fictional breakdancer named Ray Gunn and her journey to the Paris Olympics.
Right.
It just tells a little story about it's about Australia more than it is about her.
Now, I honestly don't know if there's any rapping in Breaking the Musical, but I would assume so based on the subject matter. I really just wanted to let you guys know about it because I'm upset that it's not a musical version of the movie Breaking.
Don't be mistaken, you've got to see Breaking.
Also, that whole Ray Gun saga was and still is absolutely batshit crazy. But I digress. And lastly, there's today's guest, Master Ace, aka Duval Aurelius, who's a newly minted playwright. He's adapted his album The Falling Season into a stage play, and I got to sit down with him to discuss the play, the adaptation process, and what longevity looks like. Let's get into it.